Guys, how you doing? Back once again with another review of Alex Hormozi's 100 Million Models book, and this time we're on section 3, which is upsell offers. Okay, this section you've got 4 different types of upsells. One is a classic upsell, second menu upsells, anchor upsells, and the fourth one is rollover upsells. So I'll go through this section and see if there's anything good in it. Okay, so I'll keep it really simple. So he's got an example here. You're buying a physical product, could be a bicycle. First upsell is going to be a helmet. So when someone comes into the shop, they're going to need their safety, so you're going to sell that to them. The next thing you're going to sell on an upsell is the lights for it, because obviously that's another safety feature. And then the third upsell is going to be a puncture resistant tyres, something like that, or a puncture repair kit. So effectively someone's only going in to buy a bicycle, but you'll remind them all the things that they might need as well. So if you've gone into a shop, you're buying things, then you've been upsold, and I've been upsold loads of times, and that's it. One of the examples of an upsell of like selling a physical product. So he breaks all the various different sort of nuances on different businesses. I'm not going to go into everything because obviously you want to buy the book, but this is just my little take on it, and he's breaking it down very easy. I'm not a salesperson. It's helped me understand all the different sort of sales aspects through just reading this book. I'm halfway through it now, so it's very good. So effectively you're kind of solving a problem for that customer, something they might not have even thought about before. You just sort of remind them, you need these extra bits, and 9 times out of 10 they're going to say yes. Yeah, so that one there is just called a classic upsell when you're buying something from a shop. So I'll go on to the next type of upsell, which is a menu upsell. How the menu upsell works, you can go scientific with it, which is basically what Alex did when he was selling his products in a gym, or you can just kind of prescribe the customer what they need. And how he sort of words that is, he was working in a gym and he had thousands of dollars worth of products on one of his shelves, and he was struggling to sort of sell it because he was talking about the science of all the products and stuff like that, and it was, I'm guessing, it's sort of overloading or confusing the customer. So what you're doing, you're kind of narrowing down what the customer needs. So he went from sort of struggling to sell thousands of dollars worth of protein powders and stuff like that. One example, he says he was speaking to a lady in the book and says, "So you got a protein shake for breakfast?" You're narrowing down the options. So he basically says, "Do you like chocolate or vanilla?" So you're just giving them 2 options. When you've got too many options, I'm guessing it's too overwhelming and people aren't really going to listen. Same we talk about science, because you might be excited about it if you work in a gym, but the customer just wants to have a very simple thing sold to them. So I'm guessing you keep down, if you keep the choices limited, they're more likely to think, oh yeah, like when he was asking his customer, do you like chocolate or vanilla? Simple answer, yes or no, on whichever one. And they're 9 times out of 10 they're going to buy that. And the same as if a person's asking you loads of questions, they're saying, when's the best time to take all the products and things like that. You're kind of just prescribing them how they go about it. So he was answering it with the type of protein she wants. Next, going over to sort of pre-workouts and things, you kind of, rather than going in the science, you're saying, this one's going to help you sort of burn more calories. Which flavour do you want? So you're simplifying everything. That's basically what I'm seeing with this section here, which is quite clever. You're taking out all the scientific stuff and you're just dumbing it down without insulting the person. The same if you're giving someone a workout plan, you're prescribing the supplements they're going to need, pre-workouts, creatines, proteins, and post-workout products, and you're just saying when you need to sort of take all these things in the amount. And then literally at the end of that, you're just saying, okay, which card do you want to use? So you're taking the guesswork out, because if someone goes into a protein store, you've got thousands of pounds worth of supplements. So if you're narrowing it down to the person's needs and you're basically prescribing it, you're more likely to do better at that. So highly recommend getting the book. I'm not going to tell you everything because you want to buy it, but this is just my summary of what I've been reading. Yeah, so a key takeaway is you're personalising the instructions. This upsells towards more people than giving like vague general response questions or general response answers, and you're kind of prescribing it towards their specific needs. So it's quite a good technique. And the next technique that Alex talks about is called unselling. Yes, unselling to the customer. So if you have someone who's trying to lose weight and you're in the supplement part of your product, of your shop, you're going to sort of point to it and say, you're not going to want to take that weight gain over there, are you? Because you're not wanting to put any weight on. So, and the same as other sort of weight gaining products. So you're kind of unselling those, and it gets a bit of banter with the person you're trying to sell to. But what you are actually doing is you're kind of leading them up to the product they do need. So you're first saying, oh, you don't want this product because it's going to give you the wrong result. But what you are doing, you're building rapport with that person, and you've got their best interest at heart. So then you're saying to them, well, you're obviously trying to lose weight, so you're going to need this product. So you've shown them that you listen to what they need to do, what they need to have, and you're kind of holding their hand. So it basically says here, instead of asking if they want to buy it or not, you explain what they don't need as a way to get them excited about what they do. Okay, so that's basically an unsell. This is something I've not read before. So in the comments underneath this video, let me know if you knew about unsells. This is something that is all new to me. This is why I ordered this book, because I wanted to learn a bit more about sales and things like that. It's quite interesting. Another thing covered in the book is if you've sold out of a specific product. Say if you're at a conference and you've got loads of products you're selling, like protein powders, creatine, stuff like that, and rather than saying, oh sorry, we've sold out, no one can buy it, take the sale and then just put an expectation, just saying that you've got some at your facilities, your warehouse, and you'll be able to send some out. But I see that when I go to quite a few places, if they sell out t-shirts at events and that's it, they put the stop on that potential sale. But what you want to do is turn it around and just say, yeah, we can get you that, just don't have any of that stock here at this present moment. So it's another quite good thing I've learned as well. So never say no to a sale, just take the payment and then just arrange the delivery, which will be a little bit later if you're out of the stock. Okay, so the next thing covered in the book is called anchor sales. And this is an example that Alex first experienced. He went to buy a suit, and when he went into the tailors to get measured up for the suit, to try on this suit, and when he looked at the price tag, it was like $16,000 US. So he said when he gasped, the guy knew exactly what to do. He said, it's okay, this is a brand name. So he said, this is the premium product. He said, we do actually have another one which does the same thing. It looks just as good. And he basically put that on his shoulder, and that was like around $2,000, which is a massive discount from the $16,000. So he'd only actually budgeted $500 to go and buy a suit, but because mate had already slapped a $16,000 suit on him, he'd already seen the premium product. So when he was giving him the $2,000 suit, he wasn't originally going to buy that suit, but in the end he bought that because subconsciously you've tried on the premium one, you've seen how expensive that is. So then when it actually came to getting the 2001, it didn't feel so bad. So rather than saying, oh, we got a $500 suit, and then you try and sell a $2,000 suit, psychologically it's going to be harder to sell that. So I think giving him the $16,000 suit to try on first was a very good technique. So that's another thing covered in the book. So yeah, definitely get this book. It covers sort of the psychology behind sort of doing sales and things like that. So that's another little golden nugget. Yeah, another thing that Alex talks about is like when he had the $16,000 suit on, he said it was when he gasped, he was like, oh my God. And he said that the salesman had sort of seen that look before, and that's when he gave him the 2001 to reassure him, saying it's okay, you can still order a decent looking suit, you're just not buying the brand name. So you're looking at people's body language and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting. Okay, so there is one more called a rollover upsell, but I'm not actually going to go through that because I think you should buy the book. Everything's sort of covered in here. It's very good.